Ingram on your left, Mullen on your right. Azorius Control v. Burn. Two pretty popular decks here, and as Nick Miller works on his metagame breakdown, we'll have the exact numbers of these decks and their representation here in Dallas. About 2 rounds from now, there's a lava spike from Collins to get this party started. Ingram down to 16 after the fetch. For Peter now, he'll play an island and simply pass the turn back over to Collins. A lot of different ways you can build Azorius Control, but Snapcaster Mage, Path to Exile, those will always be mainstays of this strategy. There's a mountain off of the Scalding Tarn. Monastery Swift Spear was the play before the fetch. And now here comes the spell in Lava Spike. Spike, there will be an opt-in response. Draw a card, will Ingram. Picked up a Mana Leak. Path to Exile is going to take care of the Swift Spear. So another mountain here from Mullen. So we head back over to Ingram.
Small thing here from Mullen, but I really prefer just fetching out all of your Sacred Foundries as the first order of business. You can, and the game goes on for a long time, you get paths so much that keeping all the mountains in the deck is relevant. And there are spots where it does matter. It can feel like, well, what am I going to do with all this extra mana? But trying to resolve multiple spells, trying to play around Mana Leaks and Spell Pierces, all the mana adds up. So. And it's not like your life total matters very much. That
was the other point I was going to make. You beat me to it. Your life total in this matchup doesn't really matter all that much. And in some aspects of things, you actually want your life total to be a little bit low in case of timely reinforcements. So here's a Boros Charm in response to the Vendilion Click. And you're going to see a Skewer the Critics, a Fiery Islet, and an Eidolon of the Great Revel. Here comes the Click.
I think Ingram, this is the issue. Ingram really wants to play the Hallowed Fountain this turn to be efficient, but it gives him some signal here that he doesn't have Cryptic Command, so give it a moment there.
It'll be a Snapcaster Mage in response to the Eidolon. It'll be targeting Path to Exile, most likely. Could be Opt, though, but I think we would have seen an Opt in response.
Yep.
And now, we will see Mullen sacrifice a fetch land. This is a Searing Blade.
Ooh,
that's pretty good.
Huge draw.
So down goes Click, and now here's Skewer on the Spectacle cost, so that's a huge draw.
Yeah, that was
a
massive draw stuff.
Yeah, because also now though Mullen will have to take some damage here. Is getting himself very, very low because of the Eidolon. Ingram is down to 3. I believe Ingram's going to fall down to 1 with the Path. So it's 1 to 6.
And Ingram's Mana Leak here is no good because Mullen has so much mana to work with.
That Field of Ruin is a pretty nice one there for Peter because he's able to kill that Fiery Islet. That was looking to be a pretty good draw there for Colin.
Yeah, gotta cut out extra draws here.
Mullen's going to fall down to 4.
Interesting. This is a matchup where the life total definitely mattered.
Well, that's a Lava Spike. Beats the Mana Leak. And so Collins Mullen with a timely Searing Blaze to kill that Vendilion Click is going to win him game number 1 there over Peter Ingram. Burn up a game over Azorius Control. We know that traditionally this matchup is pretty close.
Yeah, depends on the details of the list for sure. Vendilion Click, real underperformer in this matchup. Deck is so homogenous and it gives him a Searing Blaze target and came up that game.
For Ingram's sideboard, he's got another copy of Batterskull to go with the first one in his main deck for the Stoneforge Mystics he's playing. 2 Celestial Purges you have to imagine will be coming in. 2 Ceremonious Rejections, not so much. A Disdainful Stroke, a Disenchant. 2 Surgical Extractions, another Vendilion Click. 2 Gideon Ally, Zendikar, a Supreme Verdict. I don't think he's going to want those 4 mana spells, but the 2 Timely Reinforcements, those will come in. So I think we'll see 2 Timelies, a Batterskull, and 2 Purges on their way in.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Batterskull for sure, if you're going to keep the Stoneforge Mystics in the deck, that's the high value target. And yeah, the Purges and Timely Reinforcements really shapes the entire game. I mean, Mullins is very likely to spend a lot of energy either trying to play around it or saying, I can't beat it in this spot, I'm just going to concede if he has it. But it shapes the whole game.
So that gives you an idea of exactly what Ingram is working with, as Collins is going to do a little bit more sideboarding here. He's a huge proponent of burn as a strategy in Modern, both during Hogak Summer and right now. And it looks like things are going pretty well for him in his sideboard. We got a couple of different options. I see 4 Core Firewalkers, a Deflecting Palm, 3 Path to Exile, 3 Skullcrack, 3 Smash to Smithereens, and 1 card that actually is going to be pretty good here, I think, an Exquisite Firecraft.
Yeah, the Exquisite Firecraft and the 3 copies of Skullcrack come in, probably replacing the Searing effects, though it's complicated now with Stoneforge Mystic. Maybe they're supposed to stay in. And I don't think I would want all 3 copies of Smash to Smithereens, but I would try to get 1 or 2 in there.
Yeah, it's tough. The sideboarding against Azorius Control has actually gotten pretty difficult. If you're supposed to leave in Searing Blaze or not is a very real question. It was a game winner right there.
Right.
And now because these decks do have Stoneforge Mystic, or at least most of them do, not all the Azorius Control decks do, you probably want to leave it in. And then how many Smash to Smithereens are you supposed to board in when you know your opponent probably has Batterskull?
Yeah, on the draw, I'm a proponent of just cutting Goblin Guide against them, so you can make room that way.
Peter on a mulligan to 6. He's found a copy of Timely Reinforcements. Hollowed Fountain under the battlefield tap to get game number 2 underway. Inspiring Vantage showing a Goblin Guide, which is revealing a Celestial Purge. Going to bring Ingram down to 18. So now if you're Collins, you really don't want to attack with this Goblin Guide. Now you got 2 of them. There's a Sunbaked Canyon. You got another creature? Well, that's a lot of Goblin Guides. Here they all come. Bunch of triggers. Opt, Purge. So Opt is the draw. Timely Reinforcements is going to catch Ingram right back up. Up to 20.
And 3 tokens. It's a hard one to beat.
It certainly can be. Well, there's the 4th Goblin Guide. Trigger. Stoneforge Mystic is the reveal. There's a triple block. 2 Goblin Guides will get through. We'll pass it back over to Ingram. Ingram going to play a Stoneforge Mystic after deploying a Field of Ruin. Get himself a Batterskull, I believe. Pass that turn back. This is a Lightning Bolt on Stoneforge. Ingram will pass it over to Mullen. Mullen will continue untapping. He'll play a Swift Spear. Plenty of creatures in this draw. Looks like Swift Spear is going to resolve. You see, we're into the early stages of the mid-game here, and Peter Arena is at 16 life as there's an Opt. He'll keep that card. Here come the beatdowns. Trigger, draw Plains, trigger, draw Delta. Pretty good exchange there for Ingram.
Yeah,
does he want to block or not?
These guys have been really cooperative for Mullen so far.
Yeah.
Ingram deserves a land or 2 at this point.
Perhaps that's true.
He's owed 1.
He'll chump block the Goblin Guide, fall down to 13. Here's an Opt from Ingram. That top card will stay the top card. Now Peter will draw once again. He can deploy the Batterskull if he'd like. It looks like he's going to wait and play a Snapcaster Mage and another Timely Reinforcements up to 19. That's a lot to beat.
Right. If you tap out for the Batterskull there, you are just winding up into a Smash Smithereens. You're dead on the spot if it's there. This way, kind of doesn't matter what is in Mullen's hand.
Goblin Guides, plural, reveal multiple lands. Now there is a Searing Blaze. Just for 1, though, not for 3. The double block on the Goblin Guide will take care of that. And now here comes the Batterskull with Spell Snare Protection, a card I know you feel is going to be pretty good in this format moving forward.
Yeah, it's just slowed down a lot of Stoneforge Mystics, and this is also justifies Ingram's line from the previous turn. Now he has Spell Snare for Smash to Smithereens as well. This one's about done.
Batterskull is back to being a relevant Magic card here in this Modern format thanks to Stoneforge Mystics unbanning. And it's going to start to take over this game, I'm sure. There's a land for the turn. Batterskull will attack. There's a double block. Here's a Skullcrack. Well, I'm thinking about countering this one.
I mean, there's a million different ways you can blow out Mullen here.
Path to Exile will work just fine, I think.
Yeah, Mullen trying to make some effort to do something about the germ. And Path to Exile blows up the double block. Spell Snare stops the Skullcrack from preventing the 4 life here, and we go into game 3 here in a moment.
Field of Ruin's going to take care of that Sunbaked Canyon, and I agree with you. I think we're going to game number 3 here in just a moment. I know you've been on the burn side of this quite a bit in your life.
Yeah, I know.
When it's done.
There's nothing to be gained from more draw steps.
A Searing Blaze is going to be played here. on the Germ token. Peter says, I'm going to return my Batterskull to my hand while you're tapped out so you can't smash the Smithereens it. Eidolon, the Great Revel, will come down. Batterskull will come down once again with the ability to return it. Eidolon can't really compete with that, nor does it trigger on a 5-mana spell. There's a Rift Bolt on suspend. We'll head back Peter's way. Peter is going to play an Opt. He'll have to take 2 to do it. And Collins remembers the trigger from the Eidolon. So Peter puts the top card to the bottom, new card coming. It's a Skullcrack on the upkeep. Mana Leak's going to take care of that, and Batterskull should run away with this thing now if it wasn't going to before. There's the hit for 4. Collins should be falling down to 7. Peter up to 17. And now Rift Bolt will come off suspend. Collins will fall down to 5. Peter will go down to 14. Oh yeah, feeling frisky Eidolon, huh? I don't think so. Yeah. He will concede the game. So Peter Ingram's going to tie things up here over Collins. Mullen, Azorius Control, and Burn will head to a third and final one. And this feels about right for me. I do think this matchup is pretty close. It really does depend on what both players are bringing to the table after sideboard, and they both got some goodies, but this has traditionally been a close one.
Yep, I mean, Ingram had a pretty solid opening hand there with early land drops and then timely reinforcements. And even Mullen's having a draw that explosive with that many copies of Goblin Guide wasn't able to be timely, and then the second copy of Timely Reinforcements.
So these players will shuffle up and get ready here for game number 3. Do keep in mind as well, Ryan Overturf and Todd Anderson will be joining you for the next couple of rounds, rounds 11 and 12. Nick Miller's working on our metagame breakdown. We've typed up all the day 2 deck lists. Those will be published after round number 15. We make a cut to the top 8. And we got a crown champion here.
Oh, yeah.
$5,000. Whole bunch of SCG points. Invites to our Season 2 Invitational at SCGCon Winter later this year. So we got a lot to do here in day number 2 of competition. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and we want to thank our friends over at Cardboard Live for helping us out and publishing those deck lists live for you guys to see. And I guess I don't want to forget, too, that we've got a Peter Ingram deck tech with Azorius Control at the conclusion of this match, just how we drew it up, as Monastery Swiftspear is going to come into the red zone to start game number 3. It's another Swiftspear off Sunbaked Canyon. Does Ingram have a Path to Exile that he wants to play? He'll take 2. There's a Rift Bolt on suspend. Now there's the Path. A Mountain there for Collins. Now there's an Island there for Peter. We head back over to Collins now. Rift Bolt will come off suspend, which means a Prowess trigger there for the Swiftspear. Collins will draw a card. He'll come in for 2. He will play a Boros Charm. That'll be spell snared, I believe. No, it's actually going to be an opt-in response.
Good news. I mean, Mullen. If Ingram here, I would want to dial up the Lightning Bolt here, I think.
Get as much as you can right now.
Yeah,
he's going to do that.
Get as much as possible. You can't even represent Skullcrack in this spot anymore. So if he has Timely, it's going to just wind up and hit you. That's okay. He doesn't have all that many copies, and he got to have it right now.
Well, as you can see with Ingram at 3, he does not appear to have it. Here's Snapcaster Mage and an Opt, so he's tapping out. Mullen, does he have a burn spell? That's a Lava Spike. That is going to do it just that easy. Collins, Mullen, going to take care of Peter Ingram.